The world is slowly being uploaded for Quest, and then once it's uploaded for Quest, I'll drop a portal, and you can follow some of the staff team in and such. If you just want to make sort of a line sort of down the stairs there, and then the microphone in front of you, you can walk up to it and ask your questions and such. Tonight you have, for those of you who've never met me, my name's vrchat. I'm the project lead and one of the co-owners of Argus VRC, and tonight we also have my other co-owner, Way Better, who's just been recently promoted. So for those of you who don't know, Way Better is not just your community manager. She was actually recently promoted to Argus co-owner and the management team. So that's like a really big thing for us at the moment. We have Kirito from audio, we have Asuna from media and the helping team and audio, we have Doki Reese, one of your community moderators, we have Argo, who's also a helper, and the QA staff members, so any bugs you can actually bully them. We have this beautiful man, Peak, who makes your world and is your world designer, so any problems with the world and questions, he doesn't have an arm anymore, he lost that to a shark, but he will answer all of that. We have FTW Gaming, who is your programmer and one of the coders who works on the team, and our lovable little cat boy creature Gale thing, and then we have Gary the moose, or deer. Yeah, so Gary. It's a moose.
Just Gary.
It's definitely a moose. So no, Gary's actually part of the design and stuff. So Gary's actually part of the quest team. He does all like your quests and stuff, and all of your logs. And stuff. Are you a cat? Rough. Right. Definitely looks like a cat. So we'll start anyway, and then like I'll let you know when the quest world's all up and running and stuff. So if any of you have any questions, if you just wanna just like make a line and then come up to the microphone one at a time, and then you can start asking questions.
I don't have anything.
Where the line starts.
None of you want to know about 1.6 stuff? Crimson, hello.
I don't have a question.
Okay, so probably start off with this. Since your previous update, are there any concerning bugs we need to be aware of to avoid being soft locked in this newest version that you're currently uploading?
Good question.
Oh, yeah, that is a good question.
There's actually a huge list of bugs that we've posted in the Patreon announcements. So if you look in the Patreon announcements, FTW very kindly and Live Dimensions wrote a massive list of bugs that we currently know exist. So we have a huge list of that already. If you all to be made aware of, I just need to have a little quick look over to make sure I know which ones are like the major ones that you need to worry about. Drowning is a thing. That's been a thing already and stuff. I'm not sure if we have tweaked it a little bit, but you can drown, and water is dangerous.
Never drown.
Wow.
I believe that, speaking of drowning, in the previous time you had this Q&A, is the water in the town just as dangerous where you can't jump out and drown from that?
Yeah, we have. It is still dangerous and stuff. FTW's been trying to like make a fix for that, where you can like jump out of the water. It kind of works, kind of doesn't work. We've added like a little plinth in there for you to get out, but it's still a dangerous area. We're hoping to like fix that for the 30th though.
Put them in the pool without a ladder.
So for this current
Exactly
version, we
that.
should probably avoid going into the water in town still.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only soft lock that you can think of right now. Yeah. Yeah. So you can, that is literally the only soft lock. We've done a lot of improvements with NU movement, so a lot of the staircases and like areas where you were getting soft locked and places on the terrain, Way Better had gone through some terrain issues and fixed, so did the Peak. He's not here today, but our glorious little crab, Trudolph, play tested a lot of issues. So him, FTW, and Way Better all got together, and over the last couple of weeks we've been doing like play tests and stuff. And also with Nashida and everyone. So yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the update on that.
Can you
Hello,
tell me?
Sachi.
Hello. Can you tell me a little bit about the Project Aincrad and new features that will be in there?
Oh god, for specifically for 1.6 or after 1.6?
So first, a little bit about just Project Aincrad, and then about new features in 1.6.
You want to give way better this one?
Yeah, I'll let Way Better answer this one if you want. Yeah, go on.
I thought you said earlier.
Alrighty then. I was like, I can take it. But there's going to be quite a lot of features coming in 1.6. But as you know, Project Aincrad in its entirety, we're planning to make a whole lot more than just what you're going to see in the next updates. The next update just has only what we've been working on for like the past couple of years. You know why the update's been taking so long. It's been a big update because it's including things like leveling, new quest systems. There's going to be, while it's not going to be in this Patreon world just yet, there's going to be a node system for like items you're going to be able to pick up and collect, which will be a part of the quests and everything. There's going to be player attributes that you can level up for like your strength and your speed, so you can look forward to that. And that has a little bit of a little tree. Let's see. With the new movement system, the NU movement, you can actually, if you've ever been gliding up like a hill, like while dashing, it's a lot smoother going up. You don't get stuck nearly as often. And hundreds of, like 100 new weapons, there's just so much. We can't really, I'd be here all day.
Your mic broke. Your mic broke.
Oh, your mic broke. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, in terms of what Project Aincrad is, to answer your original question, I think a lot of people know we are a fan-made project based on Sword Art Online. We originally were created and founded by Zeratax Akihiro Kaiba, who I've taken over from, and we're continuing his vision of trying to faithfully recreate Sword Art Online as close as possible to the source material in vrchat, basically. So that's what Project Aincrad actually is, if you don't know about it. My job is, since Zeratax has now left us, I've taken on his role of trying to fulfill his vision exactly as he's left me. We do have like contact all the time and stuff. He's gone off to work on another project at the moment called Gladiator, but he still talks with like myself and Way Better and hangs out and stuff with us all. So that is what Project Aincrad is. It's the embodiment of Sword Art Online in VR, because for some reason nobody wants to make it. And we all really want to see that, so we're all nuts for doing it, and we decided we'll do it basically if no one else will.
Is there also anything you would like to say, or how if you say it, but to the new people, like people who join new to SEO, to Argus, or however you wanna call it?
Do you want to take that one for new people, you'd say?
Yeah, sure. For new people, just have fun, you know? Also keep in mind, game's still in development and very much still early access, so yeah, but there's plenty to explore. Like, I personally work on world design, so I make sure to add plenty of like little secrets, hidden Easter eggs, all sorts of stuff like that. So I think as of right now, as I would say, it's a pretty cool exploration game. Who's in the cabinet? Anyway, but it's a pretty cool exploration game, and it's a huge world despite only being like 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer, so it's yeah, it's densely packed.
It's only a kilometer?
Alright.
Well, yeah, it's only 1 kilometer our map. Also, for like new players, although the community can seem very scary and it sometimes feels like we're running a daycare center, these children are lovely to be around. It's the best daycare centre that we're ever running. But no, like the fans, no, but like our long-term fans like Mercury, I can see Mercury behind you, Nishida, Chorus. We've got some people who've been with us for like 3 or 4 years. So like, you know, we love our like long-term players, but also for like new players. Although we seem very intense from the outside, we're actually a really nice community to be a part of. You often hear me like talk really bad about the community, but the community is actually really nice.
Alright, thanks for your time.
Loveless, hello.
Sorry, I'm dealing with a bit of drift here.
No worries.
Oh dear.
So I had kind of a few questions. The first one is, I noticed that 1.6 had a lot of things that the roadmap didn't say, as well as it changed from or later on in the roadmap. Is it safe to say that we're still following the roadmap, or is there going to be a new one being made?
No, so there will be a new one made a little bit after 1.6. The reason we're not following the roadmap anymore is we do have a roadmap made, and there is certain things. There's actually 2 roadmaps. There's a 1.6 specific roadmap that tells you exactly what is coming in 1.6, but even now we've started to implement some stuff. I recently did an interview, and I will give you the answer that I gave in the interview because it's the best answer I give everyone, is game development is difficult to judge and put onto a piece of paper. So this month I'm going to plan to add ponies. Next month I'm going to plan to add elephants. But when I get to this month, when I go to develop the ponies, the elephants might be already developed in time. So instead of following, sometimes things like come earlier than the others. So with our development and roadmaps, we might have an idea and a rough guess of what we want, and also on all of our roadmaps and stuff, especially the one we just put out yesterday, it does say everything is subject to change. The reason that is, you're all waiting on the criminal system because of PKs who stab you. And we might be developing the criminal system. But the marriage system might come much quicker, even though we said that would come after the criminal system. Because we have such a large team and people are making like more like content and stuff, some content might just come out a lot faster than the other content. Our original roadmap was 1.5, 1.5.2, 1.3, and then up to like 1.6. Certain things in that roadmap just seems to come a lot quicker, like our graphics overhaul. That should have took 6 months, but that took like a month. The leveling system that should have took a month has took 6 months. So things just get crossed over and we just have to keep jumbling around basically. So yeah, that's why we're not really following the roadmap, but we will try to put out like a feature update telling you like what is coming and the rough idea of where we're going with things.
Alright.
That is a very long-winded question. Sorry.
It's perfectly fine. Sometimes you have to go into details. Another question I had that was actually asked by someone else I know was if how far is it until the cooking system and the housing system? Because I know that was being worked on. And to add to that on my own part, if you do make the housing system, is it going to be is the housing part of it going to be led to another world or something?
We got live here if you want them to answer that.
I actually know the answer, but do you want to answer it live, or do you want me to?
Good question about the houses.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that, but they probably don't even know. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay, so we have the design element for housing. I'll talk a little bit more about housing because I've been like really involved with housing and stuff. So we have a developer. His name is BallsDeep69, also called Ballsfun. Any abridged SEO fans out there, you can thank him for that one. So he is programming the housing system, and I can tell you the features that he has already for it, which is a rental system at the moment. Renakami is not here at the moment, so he has also been working on the housing system with Balls. The design elements have been done for it. It's just the coding that's stopping it from going into game. It won't be a separate world, it will be in the same world, and the way it works is you'll be able to walk up to a room or a house and rent it for a certain amount of time, but it will not save, because we can't at the moment do instances within an instance. So if you were to walk up to the same house and you buy house number 1 and then Nishida buys house number 1, you both join the same lobby, there's no way for us at the moment to save that data and then also put you like underneath the map and stuff like that. So at the moment, you will just have to rent the house every time, and it's not going to cost too much. And there will be benefits to renting the house, such as like privacy mode. So if anyone has been to just H Club, no, not just H Club, just B Club, and they have the rooms. Maybe it's just B. So they have like rooms where you can like go in and you can lock the door and like no one can hear what's happening inside the room, but you can hear everything outside the room. So yeah, and then there's other features we're working on with the housing, but the housing system won't come in 1.6. It will come just a little bit later after 1.6 is like launch. We have like lots of like mini little features that we want for like 1.6, but they might just have to come a little bit later. Yeah.
I had another question involving the the default skin that you get put in. I heard that there was going to be changes, vast changes to it, but what kind of changes are there going to be? Because I've noticed there are people complaining about different skins, different hairs, colors to set to sliders, and you know. Go loco.
We do actually have a new fallback avatar that's being made currently by one of our 3D modelers, Beef, and he's doing a lot of work to that on like the side. Obviously, he's obviously working on some of the mobs right now as well. But it is going to have like a lot more outfits, more hairstyles, gender expression. I believe there's going to be skin tone toggles, and so it's going to be a lot more customizable and everything. So be able to express yourself a lot more. And yeah, anything else I left out?
Yeah, it's the only thing. I'll go back to that one. So to answer the default avatar, as well as some of our other models, our goal for 1.6 is to replace all of the current models that you see in game right now. Some of them are lifted from video games, IF, Licorice, and some of the other SEO games. So going into 1.6, we hope to replace everything and have it all custom made, and the fallback avatar is one of them. We've listened to like the community about like wanting skin color, eye color, hair color. Beef is an incredible like avatar commissioner, and we've commissioned him to do that for us basically. So he's making a couple of outfits, and a couple of NPCs are being redone by him as well. Yeah.
My last question was, I know that you're all keeping to the source material, and then 75, floor 75 is usually the last where it ends in the canon. Is after that, since you're not going to be going with the non-canon route, such as like Hollow Fragment and all that, are you planning, like, once you get to floor 75 and complete that, are you going to be working on, like, the other portions, like Alfheim Online and GGO and whatnot?
Oh, Gun Gale Online.
No. So Argus is specifically at the moment, hopefully if we don't get shut down, because again, this is a fan-made project. We don't own the rights to SEO. We could be shut down at any time and stuff. So at the moment, we kind of want to develop floor 1, get our basis down, and then hopefully create more floors. But Live will also like jump in on that as well, and then some.
Gun Gale too. I want a Gun Gale. Gun Gale would be fun.
Yeah, just go play Call of Duty.
I privately do have a GGO project that both myself and I'm looking for my little cat creature. He is around somewhere. We can hear you now live.
Oh, nice. Okay.
FTW.
So
You're live.
I think honestly, we aren't really able to answer that question of what are we going to do once we get to floor 75, because that's going to take a very long time. It's been more than 2 years and we are still in floor 1, so you can kind of expect how much it's going to take for us to get there. Maybe it speeds up with time, with technology and tools that we make. That's what we're actually hoping, that once we are done with floor 1 and the vast majority of the coding is done, the rest of the levels are going to be, or the rest of the floors are going to be much simpler to make, because it's mostly just going to be models and reusing content from the lower levels. And so it's hopefully going to be faster, but it's still a lot of work to do to get to floor 75. And also what Sabi was saying about being shut down, that's something that we at some point have to deal with. So we're probably at some point going to try to reach out to the respective copyright holders and Sony or whatever to sort of deal with that in some way or another. Hopefully they give us the green light to keep working on this. But yeah, it's hard to tell what we're going to be doing in 3, 4, 5 years. It's going to take a long time.
Actually, to answer that question a little bit better for you, why don't you explain where you think we're going to be in 3 years? Do you think, like, because we were talking about this at PAX Boston, about being on floor 1, do you still think we're going to be on floor 1 in 2 years' time? That might then answer that question.
So we're getting pretty close to where we have a pretty solid coding architecture, and the entire system has a lot of complexity, and we can very easily expand upon things because of the things that we've already made. We're always trying to code things so that they are scalable and expandable on. We don't have to go back and fix stuff. Obviously, we sometimes have to do that, but most of the code that we are writing is prepared for the future. The quests, for example, have a lot of features that are not going to be used in like at least a few months, even after 1.6 comes out, because they're not going to be used by a system that doesn't exist right now. It's going to exist in the future. But we've already prepared for that. So in 2, 3 years, maybe floor 1 is already done. Maybe not. Maybe we're still working on elements that are more complex to code and stuff like that. Things like the guild system, friends, saving, etc., persistence, that's all going to be changing because of vrchat updates. And who knows, maybe we're closer to floor 2 than we expect, or maybe not.
Yeah, it just goes back to like when you were asking about the roadmap, like, you know, why are we not on this patch and stuff like that, so yeah.
I think my last question and final question is this going to be popped up on YouTube for others who miss out on this?
I am not recording at the moment because I'm in VR, but maybe I might reach out to some of our partners and grab some like clips for YouTube. I am taking photos and stuff, so yeah.
Alright. Thank you for your time.
So yeah, if you want to show hi mum, now is your time to show hi mum.
Hi, Mom.
That's crazy. I got another question about the patrons. What will be expected, or what can you expect as a patron to get? And the different kind of patrons, what can you expect to get?
Oh, brother.
Ah, right, so I can answer this. I know I'm not letting a lot of people in the team answer, I'm sorry. Right, so I'm actually planning this month to sit down with Live and Boku to redo the reward systems for you. So Live has actually worked on a skin system for Patreons. So when you pick up a weapon, you can change the colour or change the skin of that weapon. That's going to be a Patreon only thing. So any weapon you pick up, you will have access to that, hopefully. But I'm also planning to do Patreon events only. Like tonight, we've got like the Patreon only testing. We have a new system called Auto Builder, and every Friday, myself, Trudolf, and the team, like tonight, go in the world and test So my goal is at least every 2 or 3 weeks to do Patreon-only testing with the QA QA team. So we bring you into the QA world, or like update your world more frequently, so you get more updates. I'm also in collaboration with talking with other VRchat groups to come, and eventually we're going to have the amphitheater in World. And concerts, events, plays, stuff like that. I'm planning to use this as like an event stage area. Mike Phoenix has been modelling that. So if you looked at some of our recent videos, there's some footage and video of like the amphitheater. Not to be mistaken with the Colosseum that this beautiful man has modelled. They're 2 separate places. So the amphitheater, we're planning to do Patreon only events and stuff. Maybe I can hire the voice of Kirito, Bruce Pembroke, who I met at Comic-Con one time, and I actually have his details, so he might come and speak to you as a Patreon-only thing. So we are planning to do a lot more with the Patreons and rewards and stuff and icons and such. There was even talk about, this is just hypothetical, Boku was also, this goes back to the housing system, of allowing Patrons to be able to save a house to the Patreon rank only. But I don't know how he had planned that. You're nodding, so you know more about this than me. But yeah. But we are looking to improve the Patreon's roles a lot more.
And will there be different kinds of stuff between the Pioneers, Pathfinders, and Vanguards, and the other one, which I sadly forgot?
Yeah, so we try to. There'll be different.
For example, the skin system will have tiers. So depending on what tier you are on Patreon, you will have access to different types of skins, or maybe more customization options. Because the skin system eventually is not only going to be the changing the texture. You might be able to add particle effects or more things that change the aspect of things. It's not going to change the gameplay because we don't want to go pay to win. But eventually, one thing that I've thought of is that whenever sword skills come out, those have particle effects. Those have really nice and cool looking effects. So we want to be able to change those based on your preferences. So if you like a green color or something, instead of a blue, the basic blue, you can change to green or stuff like that. We're open to suggestions, obviously, for customization. We might also be able to do stuff with the fallback avatar or the SAO avatar, unlocking certain aspects with just like visual aspects of the avatar, obviously, based on your patron rank. Yeah.
There is one more thing I want to talk about for you patrons, which we have listened to, both me and Live. Me and Live have been trying to work out an idea on how to do this, which is going to make a lot of you scream at the moment. At the moment, and if you're a public player, obviously you cannot join the Patreon world because it's locked in. It says like you're a patron, you can't join. So going with the tier system, we've been talking about implementing a way for you to bring friends with you. So obviously if you're like a pioneer, you might only be able to bring 1 friend or 2 friends. If you're an adventurer, you might be able to bring 3 friends. And the higher tier you go, the more people you can bring with you, basically. So Vanguard being like, maybe 10 people can be with you in a world and stuff. And then obviously every time a Patreon joins, they can bring their friends as well. So yeah. So we listen to you. We know, yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
All right. Thanks about that. Thing. There was also a thing over the guilds. How is that gonna work?
So FTW has been working really closely on the guild system. So I'll let you talk to him in a little bit if you want. But I kind of do need to push us along because everyone's bored and they all want to go see the new update. So we're going to try to get the next person behind you. However, for the Discord, I'm planning to copy VRchat's partnership program because VRchat do amazing things. So I know we have a rule in Discord at the moment where it's like Fight Club. You can't talk about your guilds, and it's like, but we sort of just don't give you like any help and stuff. So vrchat actually has an amazing like system on their official Discord where you have to meet certain requirements, and we will post your Discord link for you and your advertisement, and then you go onto like a list basically. So I'm hoping to do that.
All right, thanks.
That's kind of hot. You got this.
Basically, I have a quick question. For skills, how do we get points for skills to other like skills?
So there's two ways to do it. I'm going to let Live answer this one, which is that we have the stats system for leveling up, but we don't actually have sword skills, if you're thinking about that.
Oh no, I'm talking about like basically for dashing and stuff like that, what we have right now.
Oh, do you want to answer that one, Live?
I didn't get the question. I like the.
Oh, how do they get?
What was the question?
How do they get more skill?
How do you get skill
more
points?
skill points?
For
Yeah, how do
the
they get
player
more
attribute?
skill points?
Oh, okay. So, how to get more skill points? I think it's pretty similar to many other games. So you just level up. How do you level up? You get experience. How do you get experience? Right now, it would be killing mobs. We are probably not gonna add player killing to getting experience unless you're doing something that's not just like spawn killing, because that would be a pretty easy way to exploit experience. So at the moment is killing mobs, killing monsters, different leveled mobs, and also depending on your level. So if you're level 10 and you're fighting level 1 mobs, you're not gonna get as much experience as you should, because those are going to be pretty easy to fight. So you should probably be fighting the same level as you are, or around that level. If you're fighting a monster that's harder, you're probably going to get more experience. That's all design stuff. I haven't really been up with that.
Okay,
But also quests. Quest is something that's new. Those are also going to be giving rewards, both coal, experience, and items. Those three are going to be part of the rewards. And then eventually, it's like I said, quest system is already coded to support guild experience, but there's no guild at the moment. But that's going to be a way of farming guild experience to level up your guild with quests, or some quests, not every single one. But yeah, just like many other games, you level up, you get more stat points by playing the game.
All right, thank you.
Crimson, did you have one last question? Yeah. Go on, man.
And it's
then I'll
related.
for everyone.
It's related to before going into the portal. I was reading through your bug report, and I just wanted a clarification on the one that says you gain the underwater effect while changing avatars and sound the towns of the beginning. Is there a way to negate that so we're not drowning above ground by changing avatars?
So you won't actually drown or die. It's literally a second. So you won't die when you switch avatars, but you'll just hear the thing. You'll just hear the effect basically. But we're planning to fix it so you don't hear the effect when you switch.
Okay, so it's just more or less just a sound?
Yeah, Trudolf will explain it a bit better for you because he's holding the mic for you.
When changing your avatar, you go like slightly below the ground for a little bit, and it'll just give you the like underwater effect. But you don't need to worry about that at all. It only lasts for like half a second. There's no need to worry.
Oh, okay. Almost the description almost sounded like it. The effect stays after you change your avatar, but that's good to know.
Oh no, yeah.
Definitely good to know before going into this world. All right, that's all I needed to know.
Yeah, we might be able to answer one or two people. Aren't you in the middle of class right now? Yeah, so he's literally on his phone in class. It's great. We have time for one more question, and I'm just going to drop portal in a second, so if anyone has one more question burning, again, we're going to be around all night, so you can come up to us when we're in the portal and stuff, so you can come and ask questions. Mercury, hello!
I think you can ask about
Hello.
Hello, Mercury.
You. So, one question I have, since y'all just mentioned leveling up. Are mobs, if we're gonna go in there, are they gonna have different levels, or are they all gonna be level 1?
So at the moment, mob drops and mob levels are not implemented. That hopefully I'm going to try and push that for the 30th, but that might be in November the 6th. Because again, I just want to explain. Tonight is a test. It's an open test. It's not the 1.6 release. So if people are joining and thinking, oh, this is like the full 1.6. There's a lot of features, like Waybeth was saying, nodes are not implemented, so the iron ore and all that. Some of the quests are not implemented, some of the market systems is not implemented, some of the economy balances is not implemented, and the leveling for different mob types. We actually have a new mob, we have a green wasp. It's not in this version, but it will come a little bit later. More wasps. We heard that you hated wasps, so we gave you even more of them. But the different level mobs is planned and stuff, and the drops for them as well. But that's not in tonight, so yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. So at the moment, I'm gonna make a quick note. So at the moment, right now with 1.6, we are kind of in a transition phase between finishing the systems and the coding part, and then actually giving those systems to World Design or the design team for them to implement the new content. So, for example, the mobs, they already support having different levels and different abilities and certain different things that distinguish one mob from another, even though if it's the same boar, one of them can be level 2, level 1, etc. The item drops, those are already coded as well. Maybe they're a little bit buggy, but we are in that phase where we're transitioning to giving these tools to world design and design so that they can actually put those in the world, new content, new mobs, or item drops, or configure all these settings that we're making tools for. So please, if you see any bugs, if you see unexpected behavior, some of which we are already aware of, but if you see something that we didn't write in the notes on the patron announcements, please let us know either by sending us a message or letting us know verbally in the world. We're all gonna be there, and please be patient with the world. If you see errors,
we have the Patreon you can also report section there. So anything that you see there, you can put it in there as well. So yeah.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, that's it, I think.
Yeah. Okay, hello, Gunther.
So, would there be a guild system 1.6? I wasn't paying attention.
It won't be. So as I just said tonight, a lot of features are not turned on, and Ren Akami has done a lot of design. Ren's done a lot of work for the implementation of drops and stuff like that in guilds, and FTW's been working on that. So for 1.6, it is set up. It's there's icons and stuff. Yeah, right. Just to answer your question, Sly, about cooking. Cooking has been designed. Cooking
we like that.
It's planned. It hasn't been coded, and we haven't got an idea on how we're going to add the cooking in just yet. But the design has started for it.
Now, my question is, what if we killed someone? Can we cook their flesh, dead ass? Could that be a possibility?
This is not Daisy. That is not happening. This is not so. I mean, get off the stage. Get off the stage.
Can I have your toes? Can I get your toes tonight, Sammy? Please.
Get off the stage.
Get her off.
Okay, I'll go. I'll answer your question while I'm setting up the portal. So if you want to leave.
So, my boss got a question for you. Fishing,
This is a young girl.
fishing wet?
Not even close.
So is this like a meeting or how's it work?
No, right. So
fishing
I'm going to drop
is
the bottle,
coming out
but we,
after 1.6.
We do have fishing. We actually do have it planned and stuff. It does. We have an idea.
Let's go.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to drop. So I just want to thank you all for coming out. So any of you who are like public members and stuff and not our Patreon, thank you so much. You only have 7 days to wait till our next update. Like 7 days, the 30th. It's coming. Our update will be out for you all basically. So for those of you who are Patreon, I'm going to drop the portal on the stage and you can come join us. Oh, sorry, come on. Yep.
One quick note is that yes, on the 30th there's gonna be a public open test, a stress test to say. Again, it's not gonna be the full release of 1.6. We're testing the systems. It's not gonna have the full content, like I was explaining before, and it's also gonna be a limited time. So make sure you remember and write it down. Write the date down because we're gonna close it after a few days, I think.
Yeah, it won't last forever. The public update won't last for a while, basically. So you need to be quick with that one. Right. Portal.